Are you ready to take off the jumper? Huh? What? But they need to see your form. The sacrifices. The sacrifices. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Hey, welcome to another edition of Dicksons Addictions. So I've had quite a few messages from people saying that what they would like to see on the channel is demonstrations of how to use specific equipment in the gym and certain exercises to build certain muscle parts. So this week, I thought I could take you through just a few of my favourite exercises for building the gluteus maximus, i.e. the glutes or the butt. Because that seems to be a very, very popular muscle for lots of ladies to work on. So the first exercise, obviously, to build the glutes is actually squats. Squats I find are the most effective for building glutes, and I like to go quite heavy on them. If I usually like to use the free bar, but the Smith's machine gives you sort of a little bit more of added protection because it's got stoppers at the bottom and it stops you kind of getting crushed underneath, because that was one of my worries, that I would get crushed underneath the weights. Another tip is to have your feet slightly turned outwards because it kind of activates your glutes a bit better and your hams, gives you a little bit more stability, and sort of it kind of on your knees. So another exercise that I really like to do are sumo squats. You can either, normally I prefer to do them with like a waist belt, a dipping belt, so I can stick weights on it because I find that it helps me balance a bit better. But some people find that that's hard for their backs. In this exercise, in this demonstration, we're using a kettlebell to dip. So again, the thing with the sumo squats is actually, the trick is to have your toes pointing out, and point your toes pointing out, and when you obviously squat, your knees don't kind of come in and they stay out, and when you push back up from your squat, just make sure that you're using sort of your glutes to kind of come up with. I normally like to dig my heels in and push through my heels, because then it kind of gets, well, I can feel it on my glutes that way. So another exercise that I find it's a killer, but I actually love it, but then I hate it, and we're trying to incorporate it more actually into every leg day. So every leg day at the moment starts with walking lunges. They're really great for building most of the muscles in muscle parts in your legs, actually. So your glutes, your quads, your hams, and a little bit of your calves, actually. I like to, the trick to this is to make sure that when you are doing your lunges is that you are keeping the tension in your legs. So never going fully up, and if you do go fully up, then you're going slowly up so that the tension remains, and then you go straight back down, and to keep your heel off the ground pointing towards the ceiling, because I find that actually gives me a really good squeeze on my glutes. And these really are, oh my god, like I always need a recovery after this, and I never kind of walk properly after, and I really feel it like 2 days later. They sting, but they're actually really good for rounding off your glutes. So this exercise is called the dumbbell bench squat, but there are loads of other names for this exercise. Everyone has so many names for them. Yeah, they can call them box squats or whatever. Again, obviously hips, your feet hip width apart, toes sort of pointing forward, slightly out to the side, but not as much as you would with your normal squat, with your back squats or your sumo squats. And I tend to not stay on the bench for long because I want to keep the tension in my legs going. And when I get to the top, I give my glute just that little bit of extra squeeze. I also tend to push off my heels when I stand up, and not your toes, because it kind of then engages your hams and your quads. So those were just a few of the my favourite exercises that I use to help build a booty. I hope you found that useful, and obviously look out for more videos in the future where we'll go through different body parts and use different machines. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and obviously hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all again next week. Thank you. Bye.